In spirituality, we early on discovered that the entire reality of the world, everything, all the semblance of it, everything is preventing the free flow of this quietude that we experience within. It's utterly quiet, it's quite beautiful. Our only real difficulty has been exceeding extreme humility, because the world is a fabrication, it's not really here. Have all kinds of names for it, and it's actually a hell. But you don't react to it that, you give it nothing, and it's nothing. It's a higher consciousness. In Buddhism, they call it the Tathagata, those who are thus gone, which describes us. We, the spiritual in the world, we're not really here, ever, for one moment in our real consciousness. And when we're fortunate enough to have a friend, a student, someone we love totally, we're able to express with great freedom this openness, this kindness, this love. And humility is a way station that we can traverse to any of the higher places, the spiritual universes. And there are endless spiritual universes. And there is one singular hell, and it's this world connected to a couple little dungeon type places, and that's it. So in Buddhism, again, it's called the Tathagata, those who are thus gone, which means we're in that world, or the Paramita, those who live there now. So when you're very, very quiet, you're connected to a realm of exquisite beauty and kindness and truth. And I have to use this word, forgive me, it's infinitely more open and pure and wonderful than the whole world. And getting back to the world, everyone around us, even our most prized friends, have, as long as their mind sees the world in any sense as being real, there's going to be conflict. I'll have 2 or 3 people around me, and they're always trying to get me on this side or that side or the other side. I remember when I worked a place in Mountain View, and it was just so crazy because you're on everyone's side, but because you look like you're another person, another mortal, which I'm not, which you're not. We're not a mortal, we are an immortal presence, a divine purity, a kindness, a love, a truth, a joy, a wonder. There's nothing we cannot do, but everything we can do is transcendent of everything that appears to be. That's why the monks travel off in the mountains, because they're not here. They are thus gone. They can help us better by generating a sense of compassion and humanity and decency and kindness that's transcendent of the physical body. All human beings that believe they are their body are lost in a hell. So those are the 2 areas of conflict we have. The idea that we're so humble that we can't really take part in unless people are open to it. So we'll engage with certain activities in the world where we're able to step in without any violence or judgment or forethought. We can be there. Anything artistic a spiritual person can employ. Anything we're helping people, compassionate, we can step into that. And because humility is not in the way. As long as there's another side available, allowing us to be what we are, to do what we do. The other side of the coin for all spiritual people that prevents us from the full flowing of this spiritual presence we have called nirvana, God, is the fact from birth, from the moment we allow ourselves to be born into this world, to that aperture called birth, we can be faulted. As long as there are 2 bodies, people who think they are a body in this world, there will be war. We're not our human body. And that's the other trap we have. Humility, because we can't stand up for ourselves, because there is no self in the world to protect and stand up for. And yet everything in the world will set us up. I myself is a completely spiritual being. Before birth, I can remember eternity or see it now. All spiritual people, when they feel free, I won't say this around people, but right now for this teaching moment we have, well, it's always there. But from childhood on, you're set up, if you have a body, excuse me, you're right or you're wrong in any endeavor. And there are 8 billion people to have conflict with. And it's even ones that are great loved ones. You can't be with them materially to fix everything, but immaterially, spiritually. If you quiet yourself, you step away from all the guilt-ridden incidences that the world presents on you from simply being here, then from that place, from the paramita, they call it, when I can sit with those that are transcendent of the world and fix anything and everything and see everything as it really, really is. It's quite wonderful. Spiritual people have been writing about this, teaching this from the beginning of time. There are so many ways to approach it. I'm simply saying for you to understand that you've been set up from birth, so there's guilt with you did this right or wrong, or someone judges you for the other thing. I remember teaching people how to not react to any perception at all. And I remember one friend, I'm a healer, of course, but that's not, I don't want to ever be known as that, but I can fix people, but not like just putting your hands on and fixing it like a miracle. There are many different ways to approach it. And I remember a friend of mine was a chief counsel of a very large concern, and they had all these problems with their arms, and they were a transcendent person like me with better skills to communicate and be there for people than I have. And so I said, sure, let me sit down, let me feel your arms, and there was a tremendous trauma in the arms, but it turned out that it wasn't physical, that it was simply, or spiritual, it was simply that they had so much work to do and they were so responsible, being a chief counsel, that they felt that they could never catch up with all the work they had to do. So they had, in their arms, they had this pain and trauma all the time. So that's one way. So if you can find an answer there, okay, and then they had to acknowledge that, and that gave them some relief. And you had to let go and realize you can't do everything. But spiritually, you will do everything. As soon as you identify with the paramita, those that are thus gone, there's a realm that you'll connect with. And then once you're there, I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm saying this, it will happen to you. Whatever gift I have is your gift. We are God's gift. I'm nobody. If I'm talking to people who are spiritual, which we all are here, I can say these things. I can't say it on the street. I can't say it where I work or even with my best friends, because I'm not really here. Never was, never could be. So that way I connect with this higher order of being, the paramita, and I can do anything. I meaning you. There are no two distinct personalities or people. Spiritually, it's just an isness. As quiet as eternity itself. And we've all felt it for moments, sometimes for days. I had once 5 months, can you imagine that? A vision for 5 months back in April 11th was when it culminated in 1969, I guess, or 68, whatever. And so I knew that what God wanted is what I wanted, because I didn't care about him being here or not being here. I had the Enlightenment experience, of course. Spiritual people are born with that, but if I couldn't fix all the pain in the world, then why was I here? So God answered that, and I'm still here. You're here. But there is no here physically. This is a tragedy for all of us. Being seen as a body, like I'm in the real world with people, the natural world, whatever you want to call it. I call it hell. And people get me in circumstances all the time, and I'm not here, I never was. So we have guilt from that because we're set up in all kinds of incidences with paperwork, with relationships, because people are simply not like my friend Rosamond. She had this quietude inside. She could listen to people do things. Just a genius spiritually. There are people like that. You're one of them, I'm one of them. I'm not as advanced as she is, yet I'm here, and she's here, she passed, and I'm like, she presents this teaching, and we're all that person. There are not two people in heaven. There's just a God, but we're all equally that, and it's transcendent of this world. The world doesn't exist. Knowing that, we try not to get caught between circumstances and people's attitudes and taking this side, and yet we can't take a side. We're not even here. If you know this, and this will come to you, and we've all seen this. It's like a friend was talking about dreams today. Well, if you just before you fall off to sleep, if you decide you're going to wake in that dream, you'll wake in the dream. And then your true self can determine the outcome of that dream. It's very, very simple. But your larger dream, your everyday awakening, change that by waiting for the heavens to fill your coffers with love and kindness and truth and joy and wonder. That's your treasure. You are God's treasure, and you've allowed yourself to be born into this world to transfer the higher awareness to all those who would go there. But at the end of this, it's permanent. You have the gift of, let's call it judgment, where you can decide right and wrong. At that level where the demons won't stop, then you will stop them. You're an official. You get what I just said? So you'll help, you'll heal, you'll work with, you'll transfer this higher awareness to all those that are worthy in your lifetime. It's a wonderful, wonderful time to be you. Forget about years and times and it's 1928 and now it's 2024. Forget all that. Forget anthropology, architecture, art. Forget life and death, birth and rebirth. Just be here. And that's the beginning of knowledge. Don't let them play with your mind anymore. Just chill out, boys and girls, and realize you've done nothing wrong. The world sets you up from birth. And you're here to do a mighty good deed. You're going to end all the evil forever. Just a matter of spending some time alone. And you can't explain it to your best friends. My best friends, I can't even try anymore. It's just, this whole thing never was. There's no history or time. It doesn't matter what I did or don't do or where I go, or people think, well, Robert's over there or here, he did that, so he's president. No, I'm not. What's inside here is, I'm saying this for us together here alone, it's infinitely pure. Infinitely. I'm nothing. But there's a beauteous purity to it. Because I'm looking at God all day. But I'm not looking at just, it's an isness. That's the real you. This world is a subterranean hell, and you have all authority granted from above, because that's who you are, to change all this. So it's not going to take you 13 years or 50 years or 10 lifetimes. It's going to take you right now to understand this. You're the great one from the far off mountain. Everything you need to do is here. And the deeper things can't be known with the mind or anything else. You can't see it or feel it or touch it I guess the only way to understand the real truths is touch them with the human heart, which is God's eye in this world. That singular eye of divinity. Heaven exists in your heart forever. You're here to clean up the streets. You'll do your duty. It's a wonderful time to be you. Study, pray, care, believe, heal, help, direct, redirect. You'll make a magnificent stand on behalf of your family, your neighborhood. It's our own neighborhood we're cleaning up, right? Doesn't matter if we're here or we're off in Nepal or any place in the world. I determined right now to clean up South Philadelphia, so I'm going to put my presence there right now. You have unimaginable capability within your heart and soul, your mind and your body, by simply transcending it and realizing that you gave yourself to this thing called birth. And the moment you're here and you seem to be a body like other bodies, as long as there's two people in the world, there will be war, who think they are their body. I don't think I'm my body. And I know you're not. If you can grasp this, we were never here. There is nothing called time or place or circumstance. There's nothing solid. You touch it in true love, right? At a childbirth, holding little Zachary, your cat, or my buddy Greg has these beautiful dogs, and it's quite wonderful to touch love. But to fall down in your deep quiet, through the meditative process, through worship, and become one with the true God, which is infinite purity, and realize that this world never was. It's a creation of something called Satan, which is like, it's fear-based. If you know that, you get very quiet, and then thousands of images will pass through you day and night, and interspersed with that, from this moment on, you'll have the teaching, which is just a simple reminder that you'll remind everyone around you who's worthy of it, that this is a hell, that it's over on your watch. You are the one we waited for. In your simplicity and purity, you'll overcome the whole world forever. Thank you.